Hello there. Liz Truss outlined her plans for the Northern Ireland Protocol this afternoon, and already the EU is threatening retribution. Now, when the Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, addressed the Commons this afternoon about her plans to unilaterally dump the Northern Ireland Protocol unless the EU came to a negotiated settlement, it was heartening to see that MPs are generally aware of and do accept that there are major problems with the protocol and how it is damaging the Belfast Agreement where the Unionists are concerned. But the opposition, along with some Tory pro-EU useful idiots, kept on bleating about how what they called breaking international law was not the way to go. Now, one of the things here is that as far as I can see, Liz Truss wants to go further than just using Article 16. Her unilateral plans also appear to include removing the jurisdiction of the ECJ from the protocol equation. The government aim, she said, is to put the Belfast Agreement front and centre again above the protocol, not the other way around as it's being driven by the EU at the moment. And the government is adamant that even this is within the scope of legality in international law. And that's especially important given that during the debate, the DUP MP Ian Paisley Jr. made it quite clear that there will be no power sharing in Northern Ireland if the protocol stays in its current form. Now, opposition MPs, especially the Shadow Foreign Secretary Stephen Doughty, kept on about the government needing to negotiate with the EU and not use unilateral legal instruments. Well, my message to them is that they have obviously been paying zero attention to what's been going on. Lord David Frost and Liz Truss have been trying to negotiate with the EU Commission about this for well over a year between them. The EU is not listening. It does not want to listen. It does not want to negotiate any further. Dublin wants a united Ireland, and Brussels wants Northern Ireland exactly where it is politically and in trade terms, so as to give Brexit UK as good a kicking as they can, or even force the UK to accept EU rule once more. There is no good faith in Brussels or Dublin, as they have amply demonstrated time after time. They have not negotiated using the full scope of the withdrawal agreement and protocol, nor do they intend to. That is why the UK must take unilateral action, and the sooner the better. Now, Liz Truss is adamant that the measures she'll be introducing will save the UK and those companies that trade between Great Britain and Northern Ireland a lot of money. But it will also not cost the EU anything, she says, and not endanger their single market. But the EU is not concerned about that. They know the truth about how much trade goes from Great Britain to Northern Ireland and then into the Irish Republic. Very little. But they do know that Truss's proposals will loosen their grip on Brexit UK, so they will not go for it. Hence their instant threats to engage in a trade war and take the UK to court. But that could backfire on them spectacularly. More on that in a moment. Now, on top of their bleating about not breaking international law, it was also apparent that Remona MPs were adding fuel to the fire of a potential trade war by giving comfort to the EU. On top of that, they appeared to have little regard for the unionist community in Northern Ireland. And one pro-EU Tory MP, Simon Hoare, who is the chair of the Northern Ireland Committee, stood up and used some words of Margaret Thatcher's to basically accuse the government of breaking the law. We all know which side of the UK-EU toast is buttered for him. But none of them could come up with an idea except for effectively signing up to the single market again. But that's Remona's for you. Now, getting this legislation through and onto the statute books will put back Remona ambitions for decades, if the changes are as deep as Truss suggests. There will therefore be a whole raft of legal challenges, and I doubt whether the Lords will agree to it during this session of Parliament. And the EU Commission is fully aware of this and are probably banking on it. Why are so many politicians, lords, civil servants and all the pro-EU activists so intent on ensuring that unrest builds up in Northern Ireland where the Loyalists are concerned? They are playing with fire in their attempts to reverse Brexit. The government is right to act, but it must go the whole way. Half measures will not now do. All we get from the EU is more and more grief, more and more bad faith. But the bottom line is that if they do start a trade war and the UK refuses to put a border across Ireland or down the Irish Sea, what will Brussels do to protect their single market? They can't do it remotely or with technology, as Brussels has already stated that won't work. And they can't put up their own border across the island of Ireland. And this may be what's worrying them. They might be forced to put up a border between the Republic of Ireland and the rest of the European Union. And it would be the EU brickbat approach to the protocol that would have got them there.